Two high-level government officials have displeased President Trump. One's gone. Former Centers for Disease Control Director Susan Menarez is out at CDC despite fighting against her termination order. Lisa Wood, meanwhile, continues to serve on the Federal Reserve Board as a governor. Let's discuss the differences between the two cases. Menarez ultimately serves at the pleasure of the president. She was discharged earlier last week by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's above her on the organizational chart, as you can see right there. Kennedy right under President Trump. But Menarez insisted that he could not terminate her because he did not, Kennedy, that is, hire her. Instead, it was President Trump. Her lawyer said, nope, she hasn't been officially discharged. She continues to serve as the CDC director. Why did Kennedy seek to discharge Susan Menarez, who had just been confirmed in July? Because she refused his insane anti-vax, anti-science directives, calling on her to say that the science does not suggest that healthy adults should get vaccinated if there is an outbreak of COVID. She said, no, that's not the case. It would save lives. It will result in a healthier country if we continue to vaccinate everybody above the age of 12. Instead, Kennedy said, no, we're only going to recommend seniors and young people get that vaccine. This flies in the face of science, said Menarez. Kennedy's response, you're fired. Kennedy was also very irritated by the fact that Menarez refused to discharge 4 high-level staffers serving directly under her. Menarez's response, I'm not going anywhere. She lawyered up. They went to the media. The response was, only President Trump can fire me. He hasn't done so. What did Trump do? The White House issued a statement. She's fired. I don't know what Menarez is hoping to accomplish here. It's clear she is a political appointee. Ultimately, the president has the power to fire her. He didn't like her policies. I like her policies. I don't think she should go. But being elected has its privileges. Menarez is out. This is an issue that the Democrats, if they were smart, they would at least use to a degree, pointing out that Trump is making us all less safe, putting a crank, RFK Jr., in charge of an incredibly important government agency. But ultimately, only the Democrats can make changes if they can get themselves elected. And as we know, they're extremely unpopular, and for good reason. They may not have an opportunity for quite some time to change the direction of the Centers for Disease Control. In the Federal Reserve Bank, the situation is very different. The governor, Lisa D. Cook, you can see her there. She is a board member. She is not serving at the pleasure of President Trump or indeed of anybody else after having been confirmed. The president is very upset with Governor Cook. Why? Because she refuses, along with the chair, to lower interest rates. He wants to goose the economy. It's already going pretty strong. Unemployment down around 4.2%. It would not make sense, in my view, to lower interest rates. The stock market is at record highs at this point. We don't want to see even more irrational exuberance. Cook is acting responsibly. Trump, seeing the midterms on the horizon, wants to overcharge the economy, put it on steroids, let the crash occur after next year's elections. That's, I'm sure, his thinking. Cook is saying, no, hold on. We don't want to do that. We don't want to have a boom and then a bust. She's right. She's being smart. And that's why she's insulated from the vicissitudes of the presidency, the wishes and anger, the ire of a president who's concerned only with getting the results he wants in next year's elections. Now, the reason, the pretense that Trump is using to try to discharge Cook is that She supposedly claimed 2 residences in 21 when she sought a mortgage for a second home. She claimed that that second home, according to Trump, was indeed a primary residence. You get lower interest rates on a primary residence than you do on a vacation home because the recognition is that you're always going to try to stay in your primary home. You'll do anything possible. You move heaven and earth to pay the mortgage off. So there's less risk versus a second home where people might say, yeah, you know what, I'm underwater with that home. I'm going to walk away. It's unclear if Cook did this. This is the allegation. It's politically motivated. It occurred, this alleged infraction occurred when Cook wasn't on the board of governors of the Federal Reserve Bank. It's not cause to make that allegation. Only for cause can the president dismiss a Federal Reserve Board member. He hasn't shown it. She, Lisa D. Cook, remains a governor on the Fed. We will continue to monitor this story.